it has been an honor for me to lead my Vanuatu delegate to come here. I never imagined to come back to the media like this, but with my Vanuatu National Provident Fund employment, I have been given that opportunity to come here. But overall, first of all, I would like to thank you and Unit Trust for letting me, bringing my team, and they have shown confidence in the Unit Trust and the investments they are doing. So we partnered with Unit Trust from 2018. That was the first time we invested a small amount of money. And the gain we saw was unbelievable, which was the best investment in the whole investment portfolio, which was VNPF's portfolio. So we thought that it would be better for us to increase our portfolio, but there was a restriction on the foreign investment on Vanuatu. So now we have up to 10 to 15% appetite, which we can go outside. So this is our first investment abroad. The reason why we chose Unit Trust is that Fiji is really growing very fast, and we have all our aspirations and our involvement with Fiji. We thought this would be the first place and the best place to invest, and we have confidence in the growth of the economy. We also wanted to share this. Our students, who are about 2,000 plus students here, they are looked after by the High Commission, but most of them are funded by VNPF, Vanuatu National Provident Fund. We wanted an institution which would help us to make these students feel that they are at home and they feel safe, and anything they need, they can come to an institution. What best can we ask? Unit Trust was our preferred choice, so we have done that. And we are quite, we thank the Fiji government for giving the land to allocating a piece of land to Vanuatu government, for building our chancery, High Commission. Then the government has asked VNPF to lead the building. With the project like this, we will need someone to be on the ground. So we are setting out the mechanism how we can manage this. So this will be another partnership with the Fiji government as well as Unit Trust of Fiji. We were here with the minister 2-3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, we were unable to meet with you. He was keen to meet with you. After that trip, that's why he had asked me to get this deal, this meeting with Unit Trust and this investment with Unit Trust to go ahead. We also want to mark this, that Fiji, on the offshore, Fiji's investment, our investment in Fiji is the highest, which is about 15 million Fijian dollars, which is about 600 million Vatu. So 600 or 700 million Vatu. But this shows that we will be very soon reaching 1 billion. Our maximum we want to invest in Unit Trust is to reach about 1 billion in another 2 years' time. So you can see that VNPF has a lot of confidence, and we are now inviting the Unit Trust to come and assist us to set up the Unit Trust Fund, which would be similar to the Unit Trust in Fiji. Unit Trust will have a different focus. The main focus we will be like the VNPF. Our focus is not only formal sector. We are the strongest player in the informal sector in the Pacific Island countries. We have got substantial numbers farmers and fishermen all are covered. Drivers, bus drivers, landowners, and all those kind of people. Above all, we have got a very strong and very big contingencies in the seasonal workers program. We have got about 12,000 in Australia and 6,000 in New Zealand. So we are also treating them as informal sector employees. So we will be covering them. New Zealand has been is already there. Australia will be open shortly. We will have that. But without forgetting my experience with Fiji National Provident Fund, I couldn't have done this without my experience here. And I still feel Fiji has a lot to offer us, and Fiji is the way FNPF, we also always treat FNPF as our big brother, and we always follow the path which they have followed. And I understand FNPF is under your portfolio, say, and it's doing very well. Their interest rate is much higher than what we are giving, but this is the model which we are also wanting to go through. So this is just the beginning. This is the starting of VNPF. Although we are 40 years old, but for us this is the one of the key steps which we have taken. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Prime Minister and Minister of Economy, GM, VNPF, the Board of Directors of VNPF, and media personnel. Is indeed a great moment for us. Our partnership with Vanuatu National Provident Fund started in 2018, is rooted by GM of VNPF. At this stage, we were just contemplating that how we can enter into a partnership, how can we do business together. And at that point in time, VNPF board decided to put 5 million Fijian dollars into our fund. And let me share some of the thought process we went through and why they have chose Unit Trust of Fiji as a preferred offshore portfolio. First and foremost, I think they have a very strong belief in our Fijian economy, the way our economy has been growing and reshaping. That was one of the plus signs. And secondly, when we were evaluating and presenting to the board of VNPF, another thing gained a lot of confidence was that we are well regulated. Unit Trust Fiji is regulated by Reserve Bank of Fiji, so that gave a lot of assurance to the board that their investments in Fiji will be well managed. And thirdly, without any doubt, our portfolio has been doing very well. We have been providing a very competitive return to all our investors, and that was another plus point for us to sell our product in Vanuatu. And lastly, not forgetting, which is also a very important element of the discussion, was the Fijian government support in terms of extending the tax-free retain status to all international partners. So before, as you know, that I think prior to 2017 budget, the retains provided to Fiji residents were tax exempted, and through the minister, through the budget announcement, the Fijian government exempted that to regional partners and all offshore investors as well. So that gave us a lot of confidence to international partners or investors residing abroad to invest back home, and they chose Unit Trust of Fiji as a preferred vehicle. Couple of things I would like to highlight in terms of entering into this partnership, and if you were just that today we signed the MOU. One important thing is that VNPF always intended to go offshore, and we were there as one of the choice for them. And based on their assessment, they decided to choose Unit Trust of Fiji as their offshore investment vehicle. So to date, they have invested close to $14 million Fijian, which is quite a significant sum of money if you convert into Vatu. The first investment came around 5 million, and then the second investment, which we're going to be witnessing today, is around close to $9 million. So with that, it takes VNPF as one of the largest single investor from the region. Having said that, we also got investors from other regions, Samoa particularly, and collectively now, between Samoa and Vanuatu, the foreign direct investment into our portfolio exceeds $30 million Fijian. So, all in all, our board's wish was always that we should expand regionally, and with all the initiatives being given by Fijian government and setting the right investment climate in the country, that has enabled for us to attract a lot of investors from the region. Let me also share a little bit about our portfolio, how we have done. We all know what happened in the COVID. Post-COVID, we had a bit of decline in the portfolio. The portfolio went down by 10%. But we had a very strong bounce back. Just within 1 year, our portfolio grew by 12%. So it was immediate bounce back post-COVID. And this year alone, our portfolio has grown by $72 million, which equates to around 25%. So that's a very strong growth recorded just for this current financial year, which is still yet to go or yet to finish 31st December as the financial year ending. The investor number of investors within the portfolio has actually grown by 100%. These are some of the data will be published in our report. It was recorded at 25,000. It has now gone above 60,000 investors.
Just like
and this is where VNPF is actually taking full advantage of. With our strong performance, our resilience in our portfolio, and of course we have a very well diversified portfolio, and the return we are generating from the Fijian economy, it has been given to VNPF as their return on investment, which eventually they pass on to their members. So with that, basically that's, I'm happy to take question and answer later on. But again, I must stress the point, I like to extend our sincere appreciation to the board of VNPF. The chairman is the permanent secretary for economy. He was not able to make up today. We are very thankful for them to choose UTOF as the preferred investment vehicle. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to welcome the board members of VNPF to Fiji. Thank you for being here. Your general manager, of course, who was a very familiar face in the streets of Suva, through FNPF and also FRCS too. And of course the CEO of Unit Trust of Fiji and the other members of Unit Trust of Fiji. I mean, the two gentlemen have basically said what needed to be said, but I'd like to essentially once again reiterate what government's objective has been, and that is to ensure that we provide an enabling environment for investors. We have liberalized the economy over a period of time. The stability, the security, there's long-term strategic thinking as far as the economy is concerned. So we made lots of investments in infrastructure, in the digitalization. Also, we have, as I said, made it a lot more easier in terms of ease of doing business. And of course, the number of private sector incentives that have been provided, which has meant a lot of people have engaged in the Fijian economy. Our economy, the GDP doubled within a span of only about 6 years or so prior to COVID. And of course, then COVID came along and we've had a game plan as far as recovery was concerned. And as a result of that, we've seen our economy is set to grow by 12.4% this year. The figures just released last week. We had in the budget set a target or assumed that we'll return to about 55% of pre-COVID tourism arrivals. We've already now surpassed 65%. So we're well on track for recovery. And that, of course, does instill a lot of confidence in the economy. You'd be happy to also know that Unit Trust of Fiji has made a very strategic decision in investing in Fiji Airways. Fiji Airways, I think just slightly below 2% shares that they bought in Fiji Airways. A strategic investment. We believe it's a very good investment because on the back of COVID-19, the border's been closed. You expect the share price to be dropped. And now because it's growing exponentially, the share price will increase substantially. And you expect the share value of Fiji Airways to probably triple in the next 2 to 3 years. So I think these are the strategic investments that Unit Trust of Fiji has made. And we'd like to thank you for your confidence. We're here to, of course, assist too on a government-to-government basis, but also at the statutory level and also at the private sector level. We as I said, that we believe in ensuring that, as the CEO highlighted, ensuring adherence to international standards, whether it's in the finance, whether it's in telecommunications. We, for example, in the budget recently announced, we're looking at landing another submarine cable in the western side of Fiji. We are connected to the west coast of North America through Australia. Fiji is the only country where the submarine cable lands, up here in Suva. But we're looking at another submarine cable landing in Fiji, not just to build redundancy, but also to provide business opportunities, in particular in the BPO sector. So I think this should give you confidence as investors. We're quite happy to, of course, as we said, continue down that path. And we thank you for investing in Fiji. We'd also like to thank the board of Unit Trust of Fiji, and the chair and the staff of Unit Trust of Fiji, where they have actually provided a very salubrious environment for investment purposes. So thank you once again, and I would like to congratulate both the parties as far as this MOU signing is concerned, and indeed the investment. Naka, thank you.